In our previous video, we saw how to create a candy box with creasing and cutting lines in CorelDRAW, then export it into the SignCut software, and from there output it on the Vulcan flatbed cutter. A very common problem that you have when you're creasing printed material is that the creasing lines will become cracked on the prints. So you have cracked prints. And for many boxes, the creasing lines are actually in the wrong direction for the folding. So the folding won't work properly when you want to fold your box afterwards. In order to avoid that, it's a much better solution to crease from behind. So you don't crease and cut the actual print, but you crease and cut from the back side. In order to achieve that, we need a two-pass process. In the first pass, we will just be cutting out the 4 registration marks, which will then become holes. And then when we turn around the media, we can register the registration marks with the camera because they are still in the right position. They're just mirrored now. Now, in order to do that, first thing I need to do is again position my cutting head exactly over the first mark, which is the lower right mark. And then in the SignCut software, we just need to select the color of the registration marks. So now I only have my 4 registration marks. And I just go into the contour cut menu again. And there we have this checkbox, cut registration marks. So in this pass, in the first pass, it will only cut the 4 registration marks. It's done very quickly. So I will activate the vacuum pump now and do the cutout. And we're done. So these are our 4 registration marks. Now, if I lift up the media, probably the registration marks are falling out. There we are, they fell out. And we can see from the back, there are now these 4 registration marks. Now it's important how I actually turn around the media. If I do it like this, I won't get the right cutting. So I'm just turning it like this, as we can also see in the SignCut software, that this is the right direction. So to do the same thing in the SignCut software, I need to select all colors again. And then in the lower toolbar, I just click the mirror image icon. And now it has mirrored the image, so we can see it just did the same thing that I just did physically on the media. Let's go back to the origin point. We need to reset the origin point as it is in a slightly different position right now. And then in the SignCut software, we go into the cutout menu again. And if we leave all other settings the same for the different colors, all we need to do is remove the cut registration marks checkbox, and then we can start cutting. Now, one thing that is important for creasing, you often need more than one pass to get a good creasing line, and especially if you're creasing from the back, there's usually no problem with that. So I set it to 3 passes here, so it will do the creasing 3 times on this media. Now I activate the vacuum pump again and go to cutout. Now it's reading the registration marks. We'll be cutting and creasing again, but this time it does it from behind, so we can avoid the problems that we have with regular creasing from the front. Here we can see our 3 passes of the creasing. And we're done with that job. So if I just remove the excess media again, we can see that the cutting and creasing has happened on the right position. And now it's really easy to fold the box on the right lines. So it just did the creasing from the back instead of from the front.